Hey everyone, welcome back to another frosting artist tutorial. So what I'm going to show you in this one is kind of how to frost your circles or your ovals so that you don't push up underneath your stencil, because that can be a huge part of this technique. It's a very important part that will allow you to do kind of more finer details a little bit later on. So I'll show you on these bases as we're working on them. So this will be the second layer of my bases. And since we already have bases down, it makes it a little bit easier to frost without your stencil shifting. So you just line up your stencil like I have so that it lines up with those already frosted ovals perfectly. So you want to get some frosting on your spatula, and you'll anchor down, and you want to follow the shape of what you're stenciling. So in this case we have an oval, so you just want to curve around, and I'm sure that you've seen me do this before, and it does not take very long to do this. As you can see, once you get the movements down, it's actually a fairly quick process. And you don't have to worry about going underneath your stencil and getting a weird smudge or bulge out from underneath the stencil, because you're following that edge instead of going straight towards it. So you just anchor down and slide across. And since this is our second layer, we don't really have to worry about it looking perfect. But I do like to go over it a few times. It seems that I had a little dried piece of frosting in there. And it was a big piece, so that's why I continue to scrape it out, because if you have just little scrapes, it's not that big of a deal. But if you get a big chunk of dried frosting in there and let it dry there, it will cause issues later because it'll be bumped up and not just a scrape. But yeah, so it's really that simple to, especially with these big shapes that are just smooth, like a circle or an oval or whatever. Really easy just to follow. You just don't go towards until you get them all tacked down and you're scraping them. So I hope that helps everybody understand kind of how to frost these bases. And I hope that helps alleviate some of the pushing under of the stencils, because that can be one of the learning curves to this technique, is to not go underneath the stencil. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.